Hi, everybody. It's Heather from Center for Teaching and Learning, and I want to talk to you really quickly about how you can use the attendance tool within Brightspace to track student attendance in a way that not only helps you keep track of students and what percentage they're in class, but also gives students a tool to see their attendance as well. So let's just take a look at that tool. Under our course resources in the nav bar, you can see that there's a page called Attendance. When you go to that page, it'll probably be empty. You can see I've already been playing around with this because I have a register right here. But it's helpful before you create your register to make sure that you have a grade scheme that meets your needs. So here you can see that there's a current organizational default, which is just, past or present or absent rather. You can create a new scheme if you need to, if you have more than one type of attendance, where maybe you have P for present, A for absent, and maybe a Z for zoom in, potentially. You can add as many of these statuses as you need to. The assigned percentage is if you're there, so 100%, you're just there. If you're absent, maybe it's 0%. Oops, forgot to give it a name. So here now I have this custom scheme that if I go to create a register or edit the register already created, I can actually attach that grade scheme if I want to. So that takes us to the attendance registers. So when you first log in, you won't actually have an attendance register. You have to create that register, and that register might serve different purposes. You might use it for daily attendance, like this one that I started here. You might use the attendance tool for specific events to track group project attendance or work. You can actually have multiple attendance registers as well that you can deploy with students. So let's just create a new register. I'll call that live classes. So I have my live classes. My scheme is automatically on the system, but I want to use the blended scheme because I'm going to have students zooming in. The cause for concern percentage is the threshold for when you consider students at risk for missing so many classes. And I usually call that around 85%. You can make it 90, you can make it 75, whatever's going to meet your course needs. I'll make this one 80. I always allow my students to view the register. I feel like that's a really helpful tool. I can choose whether to include all users in the course, which I want to do right now to assess all of my students, or I can make it group specific. So if this is group project attendance that I'm tracking, I might just want to create the users for just that group to track their attendance. And here's the time-consuming part. So we're going to have to go in here and we're going to have to create a session for every class period we want to track attendance in. And I know these days don't really make sense with the way that we have classes usually, but that's okay. You can actually add as many rows as you feel like you have classes to fill. I'm going to add 5 here. So now I can just go down and finish adding all of them. I don't need to make a description. You might need to make a description for your register depending upon what your register is measuring. And when you're ready, you just simply click Save. And I'm just going to go ahead and close right out of this. And now you can see that I have 2 attendance registers, One is called daily, one's live classes. When I'm ready to take my attendance, I'll simply go in to that register and my students will all be showing. Right now I only have one student in this register. It's learner preview here, but I do want to take his attendance. So I'll click right on that day and I can select his attendance. He's either present or absent or zooming in. Or I also have the option to select all and set the status as, if everybody's present, say, as present. And that is how the attendance tool works in Brightspace. Happy building!